What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, I want to give you an update about what I'm seeing from Jasmy because it's honestly not the best, and I think you should be aware of it. So, with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, over the last couple of videos for Jasmy, we have been talking about the fact that I thought Jasmy was going to pull back soon. The moment we saw Jasmy reach this 1.618 fib extension zone right here, I started saying, hey guys, I'm taking profit from Jasmy. I think its price is going to likely pull back at some given point very soon. And what you can see is that, from even just this peak right here, we're now down 18%, 22% from this peak, 10% from this peak. And so, of course, we've been very ahead of Jasmy, and I want to continue to stay ahead of Jasmy. Now, what we've talked about in the last two videos is the fact that Jasmy has now been putting in what many consider to be a head and shoulders pattern. You guys know that a head and shoulders pattern is a bearish structure. It is a reversal structure to the downside and will generally entail some type of correction to the downside that could be pretty substantial in terms of size. Now, I told you all the breakdown target of this head and shoulders pattern is right around 0.032 cents. And so because of that, I have been expecting that Jasmy's price could easily continue a little bit further down, possibly another 5 to 10%. Now, that's all not the best sign, right? Or the best news, okay? Well, I have a little bit even more bad news, okay? The bad news that I'm starting to pick up on is now that Jasmy got this rejection here. Okay, once this back test failed, we're now seeing Jasmy put in now a mid head and shoulders pattern. So you had a micro head and shoulders pattern create the top side of this thing, which is now leading and funneling into a mid head and shoulders pattern. There's micro, mid, and macro. Okay, and this is a mid one. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that this is even more of a confirmation, basically, that a pullback of even further degree could be on the way. Now, there's no guarantees because, and I want you to remember, we are in a bull market. When you are in a bull market, the odds will consistently favor the bulls at any given point. And so what that means is if those liquidations start getting a little bit too high to the downside, we could see this thing avoid all technicals, all price predictions, all breakdown targets, and absolutely take off to the upside, causing liquidations because we're in a bull market, and that's what bull markets do. Okay, I just want to put that out there. There are no guarantees to the downside in a bull market, and you can never be too sure. Okay, that's why I don't ever really short during bull markets. Just don't really see the point in it. But anyway, so that means that again, in this situation though, where we are, is that we could much more likely see Jasmy's price continue even further to the downside now, especially if / when we see 0.034 cents lost. If we see 0.034 cents loss, what we would then have to do is take the distance from the top of our head all the way down to the bottom of this here neckline and apply it to the bottom of the neckline, giving us a breakdown target of 0.026 cents. Now, do I know that Jasmy is going to reach back down towards this level? No. Do I particularly think it's going to even get down to that level? I'm honestly not sure. But all I can relay back to you is the fact that we now have a structure that is giving us a breakout target that points back towards 2.5 cents. And if that was the case, that looks like Jasmy possibly falling another 25% to the downside. And in a situation in which Jasmy just absolutely rallied and ran, freaking 190% over the course of a month, it's not all that out of the ordinary to see some type of pullback like this. What you have to understand is that Jasmy was in this macro zone of consolidation and it broke above it. This might be it coming to back test it to try to then continue back to the upside. That happens a lot. And that is a strong card that is on the table. And so what I would go ahead and say right now is that I quite simply am only doing some purchasing of Jasmy as we're hitting key levels of support. So I bought a little bit, 0.034, just a tiny bit right here. I plan on buying a little bit more around 0.032. I plan on buying a little bit more around 0.028, then a little bit more around 0.026. And I'm just going to dollar cost average in as Jasmy's price comes back down to these key levels of support, because I think at some point it's going to find support and bounce. I just don't know which point of support it's going to be at, and there's no way of knowing. And so with that in mind, that's the way I'm prepping for this. I have my mind set and prepared, like, okay, we might see a pullback, and that's totally okay. Nothing to be concerned about. The same mindset that saved us from stressing about this pullback could easily save us from stressing over a continuous pullback from here. And so with that in mind, I will continue to keep you guys as up to date as possible, letting you know what's happening, when these breakouts happen, and much more. And if you do enjoy these videos, all you got to do is just like it so more people see it, subscribe to the channel so you never miss another one, and tune in on the next ones if you do enjoy them. But with that said, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.